Hi, it's the old-fashioned butcher again, and today we're going to show you how to wrap up some meat.
Flatten it out. Make it like a paper airplane point. Fold it, pull it up, fairly tight, but don't push the meat out the other end of the package. Turn the package around. Use your waist to hold it. Tuck the end in. Right, again, flatten it out. Point, point. Pull it up. You can see I put my thumb there. Pull it up. Make a nice tight package. Piece of tape. This is done with a machine. You can just wet it. This tape has glue on the back side of it, and you can wet it with that too. Then just write on it, moose. I always put the year on it, and tenderloin. That's because it's a piece of tenderloin. Next, actually too, when you're putting them in your freezer, so they don't bleed through, especially if you're putting a whole moose in it, turn the packages upside down. One thing about this package is that it's good and tight. It doesn't come apart too easily. It rip, I guess, but it doesn't come apart. It's tight in there, it's folded, the air is out of it. You also get a nice surface on the end to write on. In the freezer, pile them upside down till they're frozen, then you can turn them all over. Go rearrange it all. You probably have to anyway. Okay, so here is a boneless chuck roast. Again, put the meat a little bit towards the front of the paper. Pick it up, put the two ends together. On this one, make just one fold because there's not enough. What I do, I kind of tuck it just so that this end will actually have a double fold in it, you see? Just a little bit. Just keeps the air from getting inside the package better. Tuck that end down, push it against the front of the package, front of the meat. My hands are actually too dirty. You should be cleaner hands, but they're dried, so it won't be all over the package. You don't want blood and everything all over the package. Again, tuck that end flat to the roast. Put your finger roughly in the middle. Make it like you do the paper airplane. Hold this side. Again, that way. Pull it up like that. Take a piece of tape, whatever kind of tape you're using. Fold it. Another end. Tuck this. Now push it back a little bit. Push it back a little bit. Keep it tight. Again, to the middle, roughly. Paper airplane point. Paper airplane point. Not overlapping. Nice to a point, roughly, anyway. Pull that in. Put your thumb on there. Pull the end up tight. Make it nice and it looks nice and square. Tape. Tape. And sometimes, you take the tape, put it over the fold. It just makes it all that tighter. Again, right on the end of it, on the back side, nice surface to write on. Moose, 2010, boneless, I just put BNLS, chuck. You can put whatever name you want on it, whatever you know it by. Anyway, that's what I do, moose, boneless chuck. I know it's a roast, so that doesn't matter. Okay, now we'll show you a different way to wrap. We'll get a piece of paper first. Now this way you're going to need maybe wider paper. You'll need a longer piece of paper. This is also the most common wrap. So they put the meat on cornerways. Bit of an angle. Take the paper like that. Tuck the end in. Then you pull this end up. Tuck this end in. Pull this end up and over. And then just kind of wrap it to the middle is probably still best. Like that. Take that, fold it over, and you have, well, you got a piece of tape where you're going to write. Doesn't seem to be always quite as tight. Maybe I'm not as good at doing this part. Probably because I don't like it very much. Also what I find, it'll come apart fairly easy. So, let's take this one apart. And we're going to, because it does take a lot more paper, we'll put something smaller on it. Like one of these nice little New York stakers there. Maybe that's not that much smaller. So put this little guy on there. Okay, and then the same thing. That's, you kind of go a little bit on the corner ways. I guess you could tuck that under there like that, a little bit on the corner. And then you take and I'll try and make it a little fancier. Tighten up to the end, fold it over, tighten up to the end, fold it over, and I'll make it the neatest as what I can. Again, point it off, pull this paper around, and then it go around the package, and again, we'll tape it in the same spot so it's not too bad looking, but you got yourself a package that, well, I just don't think is near as tight. You get air and everything in it. Not a bad surface there, but again, that will come apart. So either I'm just not that good at it, or, like I said, I don't like it, so I don't think it's as good of a wrap, and it's not as nice of a neat looking package. The other way might be a little harder to catch on to, this way. So we'll try and use the same piece of paper. And see if we can make that crumpled up piece of paper look like something a little bit better. So again, the folder, make one fold with a little fold in the bottom, or else make two folds. Up and over, tape, tuck it in, point, pull, tuck, flatten it out, tape, pull the tape a little bit, makes the package nice. And, well, I don't know, that tape doesn't look that good on there, but that's not supposed to be there. So there you go, you got a package, a boneless chuck roast. I'm going to tape over there, just so that it protects it. So we'll call it boneless chuck roast again. Moose, 2010. Boneless chuck, upside down, and let's wrap up another one. This is freezer wrap paper. It's got the one protected side and then the paper side. Good paper. So again, meat a little bit towards the front of the paper, not by much though. Fold, try and get it to get at least 1 1/4 fold. Tuck the end down, hold your thumb on there, tuck it in, not too tight. This part actually holds against your body a little bit. To a point, pull it up, tape, pull, done. Again, tuck it in, fold it over, roughly to a point, tape, put it on, see all that on there? I just put it on a little bit of an angle, that way it holds the fold together nicely. Ugly side. Nice and tight. Well, you probably could get it out, but not too easily. Not a bad looking side to wrap, to mark on. Again, boneless chuck. Now that piece of paper is too small, so we'll use it on this, which is that ribeye part that I cut off the chuck. Remember when I boned that big chuck out? That's the part I took off the front where I was saying it was a prime rib. That now makes it a ribeye. This piece I'm going to use one piece of tape because it's a little narrower, and my one piece of tape will cover it. Hold it down as you're flipping it. That way it'll get wet and stick. I'll write on this one right away so I know what it is. Rib pie. Moose, 2010. Don't you love wrapping? Nobody does. I do though. There, a little bigger piece of paper. I might have done too much on that one. A little towards the front if you can. You can wrap it like that way. This I got lots for 2 folds. And that way I can put the roast on however you think it's better to fit. This way will also make a nice looking fit. Little towards the front. Fold. So I'm going to make a fold, and another fold down to the meat. Keeping the sides fairly tight. Tuck that end in. Fold it over, pull it up. Not really tight. you tighten it up when you turn it around. Push it against the back end, fold it over, fold it up, piece of tape, hold the tape on with your fingers, pull it with your other hand, hold it on, and flip it over. These are those nice little New York steakers. It can be a fairly fast package too, actually. So can the other one too. Probably nothing wrong with the other way to wrap. I just think this is better. Nice strip flowing piece again. Try and keep the meat off the packages. Fold, oops, tuck, fold, fold to the point, over, fold, up and over. Nice piece of tape on it. That was one piece of tape on there. Again, I'm going to turn this one that way, tuck it up, make it a nice round package. So, fold, fold, and down you could, because it's going to fill out that package. All you try and do is make your package tight. The less air, the less chance of getting all that frosty looking freezer burn stuff in there. Piece of tape on it. Those are New York pieces. These will be New York steaks, moose. This is that little piece. Remember I had that little piece off the end that wasn't nice to make a steak, so I'll put 4 pieces. 2 on 2. You can take wax paper and put it between there if you want them to cut apart. Mine are almost always thawed out enough that I don't need that, so. Tuck, tuck. Tuck, tuck. If you want to see the slower version, go back to the front, and I'm going to give you another slow one here right now soon actually. That's New York steak, and I'll give you a slow one. So that's fillets. You can lay them on that way if you want. You can lay them down like I did with the other ones.
And that should be enough to get you wrapping. And if you want to see more, just go to another video called Deer Burger Wrapping, or Wrapping Deer Burger. And that'll give you some more information. See you next time.
Go out and out with it. Bring in another fold. And again, make a crease, make a crease. Turn it.